Hi. So I'm like pretending I'm in the forest over here on my. Oh. All right. So anyway, I got qualified as a life coach with Jay Shetty a few months ago, and I've been using a technique called the emotion code to help me release trapped emotions or emotional baggage, whichever word you want to use. So I've used this technique on myself a few times, and it's really helped me. So I decided to become an emotion code practitioner. I need to get 10 people to volunteer, as well as 5 pets and 5 children. I guess that would technically be under 18 years old. So I'm just taking it easy, I'm trying to find people to do it, to allow me to release their trapped emotion, because I've done it on myself, but I need confirmation that this process actually works and I can actually do it and help people. So I've had 2 sessions so far with people by proxy, meaning I'm not in proximity to them and I'm testing myself while answering, while their subconscious is answering questions that need a yes or no answer. So my first session, there's supposed to be a moment where you offer a silent prayer to a higher power, and I didn't do that because I was nervous. I was explaining everything, and then we got into the session, and I did the session, and then I didn't feel anything, which makes sense. It's not my emotions I'm releasing, so I wasn't quite sure if it worked. And she didn't seem any different from the start of the session to the end of the session. So I called her a couple of days later, and I was like, how you feeling? You feel anything different? And she said that she's been like in a really good mood and really happy and positive. And I thought, well, maybe it's connected, maybe not, who knows. So I had my second session today, and leading up to this session, I did it a little differently. I plan to do like a 100-hour fast. It helps me just realign myself spiritually and stop eating for pleasure and being just a layabout, not really doing anything, being lazy. Like when I go through a fast, it really helps me center myself and concentrate on things and not get distracted by, what am I going to eat and this, that and the other, and it makes you a lot more focused. So what I wanted to do leading up to this second session was I've been abstinent for a month, and I'm in the middle of a fast. I'm like at 65-70 hours right now without eating, and I'll plan to do 100. So I thought, there's a suggestion in the Bible which says that Jesus he fasted and was abstinent, and he did this right before he would heal people. And I thought, I wonder if there's some truth to that. So energy healing, which is the emotion code, it is a healing experience. So I thought, well, why not? So I had my second session today with a lady from a different culture, and from a culture where really I can tell they don't really talk about their problems, which necessarily doesn't mean anything, but I knew for a fact that I wasn't really going to get any confirmation out of like the emotions that I was releasing. So I was going through and releasing, because there's a big chart of 72, I think it is, different emotions, and then you write them down. And in the class, we ask what age the event occurred, of the trapped emotion. And most of them were from early teenage years, and some were like closer to her age right now. And one interesting one, there was two actually. One was prenatal, which mean we identified it was in the 3rd trimester. And then another one was an inherited trapped emotion, which turns out was on a male side of the family 2 generations back. So I released that, and it's when it's an inherited trapped emotion, it's a little bit more of a process to release that, because it's like right in your DNA. It was like programmed into your DNA that this event or whatever, this is going to protect you, so here's the trauma, and you just don't know what it is, and it kind of is attached to generations. So when you release one of these things, it's kind of a big deal, you know. So I identified this trapped emotion, released it, and when I release it from a client, it gets released from everyone in the lineage where it got passed down to. And I even mentioned that this could have been passed down to your child, if you have any. I didn't get any information about that, but then I explained that once I release this from you, it releases it from them all, unless there is something deeper in that other person, like a child or whatever, which is attached to it, and then maybe I need to do a session with them directly. But for the most part, this gets released from all these different generations, and it's almost like all these spirits is just like, oh my god, you know, like I've been there's a story actually, Dr. Bradley Nelson, he was apparently doing, because he's the founder of this emotion code, and he perfected it through trial and error, and now he teaches people like me to pass this gift on to other people. So he says he was on stage and he released a lady's inherited emotion, and there was somebody that was in the crowd that was like a medium, and they get to see a different realm. So I'm told. I've never experienced anything like that, so I just have to kind of take people's word for it. But it seems logical that they can see into the spirit world. And so this person was saying that that there was all these different spirits around this person, and she noticed that before they had the session, but she didn't say anything because, you know, it's like and she's probably used to seeing things, but I think she said that this was quite unusual. She usually doesn't see a lot of spirits following one person. And after this treatment, all these spirits, they just dissipated. So, you know, if you can do that and release that from past inherited family members, then, you know, because there's more going on into this world than we're led to believe, you know. And I think anytime anybody really looks into these things, you know, people are ridiculed because there's no, they call it pseudoscience rather than stick to, you know, every single science that's out there. And I think that just takes you away from where we are predominantly supposed to be in the spirit. We're very spiritual people, you know. So after this session that I had with this lady, I mentioned what I'd done to prepare for it, and I said I just want to make sure I break the connection, because, you know, I've heard through Dr. Bradley Nelson mentioned that, you know, on occasion he's forgot to break that connection, and then had like certain feelings come up later that he felt like wasn't his, and she had and he had to break the connection. So I thought to that situation, I was like, oh, now I'm going to break the connection. And she was like, oh, it's similar. It's funny you mention that, because when it came to because at the start of the session I said I'm going to make a connection with you, and she said that I felt myself vibrating, and I was just like, interested because, you know, if this is something that I hear clients tell me over and over again, then I'm just going to go, oh yeah, that's normal. But this is all new to me, so I'm kind of really interested in seeing the different situations and different reactions, and to get confirmation that I am actually helping people, you know. So thought I'd keep you updated. Next time I have a session, if anything interest happens, I'll do another video. Thanks.